Why do we have a metronome? We're trying to broadcast in this home.
Brown chicken.
Downtown.
Yes.
Freddie Brown from downtown.
Downtown Julie Brown. Remember her?
Julie Brown. Oh yes.
She was hot.
I always thought she had a fake accent. I always thought that accent was fake.
Yeah, I think she lived it too long.
Her and Moni Love. I was like, that
Yeah.
shit ain't real. That's like,
Yeah, you've been here a long time. Like, these people that just hold it, which is, I get it.
Yes.
You're just trying to hold on to.
yes. It just. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's legit,
If
I'm
it's genuine?
sure it is. Okay, fine. I always just had the impression that you're bullshitting us. You're trying to.
I agree.
think you're
I think
fake.
so too. I think you're a fraud. I think when you come, well, I mean, America's always had. I think we covered this one time that as long as you put some sort of an accent to it, people
You
just
seem more legit.
legitimate.
You
Yeah,
seem
people-
more legitimate.
Oh,
That's right.
There's a real company. They have British people working
That's
there.
right.
Fuck that. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. We took a few. Well, to you guys, it's nothing. To us, it was a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We're getting a few things in order.
Yeah.
This is actually the third episode of our outdoor series since the weather has took a turn for the warmth.
Yes, it's very.
So
warm.
we did.
It's
This
very
is
warm.
episode 33 of
Dot.
Two Bros Podcast.
Sweaty 33. Like I said, I might ruin your headphones here because I'm there'll be a pool. When I pull this off, there's gonna be a fucking
a puddle.
puddle.
I don't know how clean that towel is, but you're
I'm
welcome.
not
to-
gonna use it. But that's okay.
Yeah. I have napkins if you want, maybe,
That's all right.
perhaps.
It'll be fine. I'll just wipe myself.
So how are you, young man?
Doing all right, man. It's a couple. Been a couple weeks and
Yeah.
we're progressing along. Wife's belly's getting bigger.
Yes.
She's sleeping all the time.
Love
all
it.
the time. She wakes up and goes right back to sleep.
Grab something, do one
Yeah,
thing.
she did it this morning. Like woke up, made some breakfast, ate it, and then she just said, "Go back to bed,"
I'm tired.
and just went back to bed. I'm like, all right, and slept. It's not like you go back to bed and you bullshit around in bed. Just wet and you walk in the room and say, "You doing okay, baby?"
Yeah, that means
You'll be
yes. But that's a good thing. Sleep is something I don't get enough of for whatever reason.
You don't sleep good?
No, I don't sleep. No, I am a zombie.
Really?
Yeah, I don't sleep well at all. Too long. If I sleep more than like 6 hours, I'm like dead when I wake up. Like I'm worse.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 4 or 5 hour guy. Like I'm a 4 or 5 hour sleep guy.
You got to get a couple more hours.
I know, I do. On the weekends, I really try to. I really
Yeah.
try to, get it in. But for some reason, it's just I don't know. The wheel's always turning.
Yeah.
Problem of mine. That's something I'm working on.
I'm
but,
usually a 6 hour guy. I usually
Yeah.
like wake up at 6 hours and I feel fine. I mean, I went through a phase in which I was not sleeping well and,
Yeah.
and had to look. Actually did one of those sleep apnea things.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, when you
you
like
take
they
a
hook
test.
you, they hook you up to shit and you look like
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
Darth Vader and
and,
Frankenstein.
and they say, okay, go to sleep. I said, how the fuck am I supposed to sleep
With all this shit on.
shit? And I knowing that you motherfuckers are watching me. Yeah. Every guy that I go take a piss and I know that and I see people in the booth like, I said, how the fuck am I
With a
supposed to
clipboard.
relax to go to sleep?
He pissed again.
Yeah, exactly.
At the 3:34 mark, he pissed
Right.
again. Oh shit! He didn't get up. He pissed again.
That's right. So
A couple of friends of mine have gone through some sleep apnea. That's the new diabetes, like the new.
well, it's a result of things like diabetes and high blood pressure and being overweight and
Yes.
and stuff like that. And so if you can put those things in check, which is what I did, I was able to put those things in
Good.
check, high blood pressure and shit like that, and I sleep a lot better.
Fantastic.
I think the difference is one of the biggest changes I made is I don't go to the bedroom unless I'm ready to go to sleep. Like I don't like fuck around. Like I like
That's
sit in
smart.
the bed and do other stuff or play on your phone or even watch a lot of TV and
Yeah.
stuff. Like when I hit the bed, I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm that's my problem because I leave the TV on and I think I'm gonna fall asleep, but I actually go to sleep when I cut everything off. You're right. And if I just shut it off and then just
Right.
close my eyes
Yeah.
and say, all right, it's time for bed.
Right, because the psychological thing is like your body goes, oh, we're getting ready to go to sleep. Oh, so let's
Right.
get ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's kind of true. So, yeah, sleep apnea is, you get the Darth Vader mask and you get the all this stuff. I roommated with somebody. We used to take the trips for the travel tournaments and stuff. And a buddy of mine was, okay, we split a room. We traveled for the teams and we go play basketball at I don't know, Vegas, or when we was in Houston, wherever we were. And my guy goes, yeah, well, I have sleep apnea, so I have my machine, so, I'm like, do your thing. I don't
Yeah,
give a fuck what
right.
you do. This motherfucker hooked this shit up, and I swore, like Darth Vader in this motherfucker. I was like, how can you sleep with that fucking thing strapped
Yeah,
on you
strapped
with this
on, and yeah.
on and a big tube coming out? I'm sure they're gonna make that a little bit more portable, like, charge it with batteries or something with some little ventilation.
It's a thing. What is it? It's supposed to it forces oxygen in your
I guess
thing, right? Is
I,
that what's
I don't
supposed to
know.
happen?
They say that people with apnea actually don't breathe.
Right, you go through these periods where you're not breathing.
Yeah.
And that's where you start to snore a lot and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I've woken up and go,
Ooh, Jesus.
like can't breathe. Like, am I breathing? But I think in the dream, I'm dreaming I'm not breathing.
Shit.
That's pretty fucked up.
Well, let's not do that.
It's not.
That's how the football player Reggie White.
Yes.
That's how he died. He died
Like, in his-
with complications of sleep apnea. He
Oh, is
had-
that right?
Yeah, he had very severe sleep apnea, and like
That's not good.
I guess he like his tongue choked himself or something like
Yeah.
that or whatever, and he didn't recover
I mean,
from it.
I've heard some really bad stories, but what was I gonna say? Speaking of dreams, I have been taking these supplements, right? Some vitamin supplements. And I don't know whether they're working or not, but they seem to help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Working out helps you recover a little bit better. But when I fucking sleep, my dreams are,
Woo!
and I got to read what's in the bottle. I have it here. I'll show it to you. But when I'm telling you, you take this fucking thing, because I'll work out at night before I try to make myself exhausted
Right.
and try to just run around the track here and then get and then I'll take the pill because it's supposed to help you recover, like the elasticity. of
Right.
your,
Right.
you know.
It helps you recover.
Yeah, and helps open the oxygen and all that other stuff. I don't know. I'm trying it out. But one thing I've noticed, they fucking make you dream. I
Yeah?
mean, what? The dreams are insane. To the point where you want to go back. It's like, oh, I gotta finish this. And it never happens. It just,
You're unleashing some form of consciousness now. That
dude, it's definitely, I gotta read it. I'll show it to you. I'll share. I don't know what it is. I'm not a scientist or, I have no idea. But it could be a placebo or it could be whatever. But whatever the fuck is happening, I am dreaming extraordinarily vivid and crazier things. I've had regular dreams, and I have a book on the side of my bed. So I wake up and I jot. But I can only remember like one or two things of it. But later I go, oh, that was...
Do you know if there's DMT in it, like dimethyltryptophan?
Let's look when we finish. We'll finish. We'll
because
look
that's
at it.
that's actually something that we actually have in our brains.
Yeah.
But if you take it, from what I understand from things that I've read, people have had, like you said, crazy dreams, but a lot of them are very, very similar dreams. So in other words, there tends to be this thing of, and you tell me if this is correct or not, but there's this notion of a tree, or this notion of like you being connected, like from the earth to the heaven or something like that, and you catching up and something like that. There's a lot of people that have that, like they're on a tree and this tree is connected from the earth to the the heavens or something like that.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So no. Pretty fucking close.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty weird what you just said, because and not the tree, not to the earth, but
But the connection from earth to some place cosmic.
listen. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my dream last night because I remembered it and I woke up with the same. What just happened?
What the fuck has happened? And I want to go back.
And I do want to go back. So, I know it's a culmination of consciousness and things that you
Right.
gathered throughout the day, weeks, and whatever else. And so here's my dream, and this is as far as I can remember. me and my wife. By the way, we went to a party last night with B with his mother-in-law 70th birthday party.
Oh, okay.
Congrats, Aveline, reaching
Congratulations.
70.
70
Looked
years.
fantastic too. She was partying and dancing, and it was a really good party. So my wife and I got this. This is in the dream now. We get a ticket, a golden ticket, like with gold on it and foil and all this thing.
Like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, you've been invited to the royal fucking gala, whatever. We get there. And mind you, my wife and I, and it's funny because we were dressed up. I was in a black suit last night. She was in a black dress. And so I guess, I'm assuming this is where this came from. We get to this place. Now, here comes what you just said. And we have to walk up these fucking steps that are hella high. Like, and it's a spirally fucking thing. And we get to the top. And it's fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce. And it's their event. And they're like, welcome, man, you come here. And the fucking helipad is at the end, and the helicopter comes and takes us. You waiting in line to go to this helicopter to go to the other part of the party. Like, this is only the pre-party. To get to the other place, you got to get this fucking spaceship or whatever it was.
Okay.
So we climb all the way up, and then there's a landing. I kid you not. Then my daughter was sitting up there, and she goes, Dad, where's the tickets? Where's the tickets? And I'm like, we have them here. And she says, did you fill it out? You have to pay $50,000 for a donation? And I'm like, what? I don't have. It's like, there's no way. And how do you go back? We can't. There's no way to go back. And there's a million people behind us in this fucking gold fucking spiral staircase. And I'm like, oh shit! I don't have my checkbook. I don't have. We can't. I can't 50. I don't got it. How did we get here? Who gave us the tickets? And my daughter's like, she's like pissed off at me. We gotta go, and we're standing at the fucking helipad at the top, and it's like open sea, and it's fucking beautiful. The view was insane, and Jay-Z and Beyonce are floating on a fucking a saucer, like a Silver Surfer, like a hoverboard. Dude, these fucking pills are sick. I'm not selling anything here. I'm not trying to get people hooked up on drugs or anything. It's not a drug. It's you buy. I bought it at GNC. It's not a fucking. I don't think it's anything you could crazy. But wow, and then I woke up and was like, and I looked for the. I'm like, do I have a ticket?
Is there a ticket?
Is there a ticket? Did we miss it? What happened? And I just bugged the fuck out. And I got up this morning and I ran to my shop and started printing shirts. I said, because I didn't know how the time was going to go today. So I said, let me go knock out these shirts. And while I'm printing the shirts, I was like, fuck, did that happen? Or
holy shit. Okay.
Dude, we're going to go read the label. I see if it's what you're talking about. Because these things are fucking insane. I don't know what's in them, and I never looked at the label until, I thought it was a coincidence. Maybe, drunken stupor and fucking vodka nights, my Tito nights. And then when I don't take it, I get a regular, But then when I take it again, it's fucking.
That'd be interesting.
It's insane.
There's been a lot of people are starting to look into a lot of hallucinogenics, like mushrooms and shit like that, and like it's actually like a connection to what people believe to be like another form of consciousness, sort of like a I don't know,
well, they say that
like a Matrix type thing.
Yeah, like the mushrooms have the same cellulose membrane like our brains. So when you slice a mushroom open, you see all that meat and stuff, and when they slice the brain open, it's kind of the same matter.
Similar, yeah.
The matter is almost exactly the same. The consistency, and they feel that there's some electric membranes that carry DNA and signals and all this other stuff. Because the brain is a fucking complex piece of organism. And I've seen them in jars, and all these formaldehyde and whatever else. But abnormal. But it's just mind-boggling. Like for people to think and wonder about extraterrestrial or other planets and other life forms and not appreciate how special we are.
Yeah.
You got to be out of your mind.
Well, how many times have you heard stories that somebody gets into an accident and they got their head got injured.
Yeah.
And then
they start remembering shit.
They can remember a bunch of other shit,
speak other languages,
or all of a sudden they have a certain knowledge about something in which that they, all of a sudden they can figure out mathematical equations and shit like that. And and stuff.
Yeah, I wonder. I once had I had some sleep pills, some melatonin pills.
Okay.
That were totally organic, allegedly from Hydroxytone or whatever that company is.
Okay.
Something. Same thing. They gave me some weird dreams, but I did sleep better. It was like pure melatonin. They said it's a same equivalent melatonin as a warm glass of milk.
Okay, melatonin.
Melatonin.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Like a
Am I
warm
just
glass of milk. Okay.
pronouncing
All
it
right.
different?
I think so. Yeah. If we're thinking the same thing.
Melatonin. Yeah.
Melatonin. Whatever.
Saying it the
But
same
but
way.
but you said it's equivalent to having like a warm glass of milk.
Yeah, they say that the amount of like what's in warm milk is that same amount of
Okay.
melatonin or whatever, and not
Help
melon.
put you to sleep.
Yeah, that helps you go to sleep and gives you something back that we somehow don't produce as much as anymore because of diet and
Right.
what we eat and all
Right.
that other stuff. So all the ins like melatonin, penicillin,
Penicillin, pectin, and
all those things that you normally supposed to produce. I guess we're all losing them because we fucked up. Like,
well, I mean, a lot of our diet is not as good, and,
Right.
And we take a shitload of antibiotics.
Yeah.
And
Antibiotics
kills
is-
everything that we have, which is good. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. What the hell was that?
what?
Something just flew on the fucking table.
Oh, really? Maybe it was a piece of the.
Oh, no, I think it might have been your plastic that fell down. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it was
Looked
the
down. It looked like a bird feather, and I'm like, did a fucking bird fly down? Here?
bird strike. We're getting bird strike. Pew!
No, but yeah, I mean, antibiotics are like a catch-22. Like
Yeah.
it's saved lives, it's prolonged lives and stuff like that. But if you abuse them,
Yeah.
it sort of like defeats your body from because a lot of times your body is like prepared to like deal with stuff, and then when you after taking all these antibodies, and then you come across I mean, there's some people who like hold on to a cold for weeks.
Yeah, it's true.
Hold on to a same cold for whatever because unfortunately we're so bogged down with antibodies that your body itself can't say, okay, I'll take care of this.
Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about it.
right.
Right. And then we don't do the shit that we need to do. We don't need to rest, and that's when maybe you shouldn't hit the bar tonight. Maybe you
Right.
should just go home, get a couple glasses of water in you, and
Yeah.
get some decent sleep and shit like that.
good food,
No, we try to.
right.
Oh, I feel bad. Let me just re-up the amount of. Maybe if I take more liquor, or maybe if I do some more cocaine, or maybe if I do some more. I've done it too.
I've drunken myself.
I've done it too.
Oh, I'll make it.
I'm okay. I can have a few.
I said they put alcohol on cuts, so if I'm hurting here, it's not a cut. It's a fucking
Yeah.
and it goes in your intestines, not in your. It doesn't go to the places that you need it to.
Look, we rationalize all kinds of shit.
No,
know.
self-diagnosis is probably the most dangerous thing that most of us could do to ourselves.
Yeah.
Especially when we're not educated, if we don't read enough. Like
Right.
we don't have the knowledge of you could think. I mean, the good part is that you know yourself, right? You know
Right.
when you hurt, you know when you feel pain or when you feel crazy or whatever. So you can kind of diagnose yourself and be like, I don't need any of that.
Right.
But when you don't know and you're just feeling something you've never felt before,
Right.
and you're stubborn, bad combination.
Bad combination.
Bad combination.
Bad combination. Yeah.
So, a lot has happened. I've celebrated a birthday, Father's Day. Were we on since then? No.
No, not since
not
Not
since-
since Father's Day. Not
Yep.
since your birthday. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
46 years old.
46 I am.
46. Almost hitting 50.
Yeah, you're gonna
Almost
be
50. I'll be 50 by the midsummer.
1968. Legends are made.
1968. Yeah, but a lot like these last couple weeks has been.
Woo!
It's been interesting. So we lost Tony Bourdain. We
Yeah.
lost, that that hurt me.
Yeah?
That hurt. When I heard that, I felt sad. I really felt
Interesting
sad.
character. I mean, we talked about him on the show once
Yeah.
about his heroin.
Yeah.
His past addictions and how he's overcome. And he's one of the guys that I thought would have gone longer, like a real long.
Yeah.
He was a cool dude.
He's-
from
he's-
what I saw,
He seemed like somebody who had. I think it just reiterates the notion that you don't know what people carry with them
Right.
every day. You don't know the demons that people have with them every day, and
Sure.
that if that structure that they've worked so hard to put into place all of a sudden gets damaged.
Yeah, shatters.
How does that person recover from it? And he apparently there were some issues that he had that he got thrown into a certain scenario and all of a sudden couldn't find himself out of it. And it's
Yeah, the spiral of life spiral is like you said you never know what the person's going through. That's
Yeah.
number one. But what about this thing they're calling this that Kate Spade killed herself as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
ironically enough, my wife just bought a pair of Kate Spade glasses.
Really?
Yeah, and I think like the day before we found out, and I made a stupid thing.
Joke?
Yeah, I made a stupid. I said, "Well, does this make this a collector's item now?" I said something stupid like that. Yeah.
I mean, does it?
I don't know.
It's not stupid. Why do you think it's stupid though?
Because it was maybe just bad timing.
Yeah,
maybe
bad timing.
maybe it was. Oh, okay. So maybe we should like not wear these.
Maybe
But I just
if you had an Anthony Bourdain book, you would say, "Oh shit,"
I have 2 Anthony Bourdain.
Right.
books.
So that's a collector's item now.
They're all fucked up. Because I read them. But
well,
you were saying this thing
used.
with Kate Spade.
No, what do you call it? They call it something. It's fucking classism. We have a name for everything. They called it suicide. Something. Someone else kills themselves, and you get in. You feel it, and you say, "Fuck it." You know what? She was right. I'm gonna do it too.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the name of it is. We'll have to Google it or something. Look it up. But
So somebody does something to themselves, and somebody else feels it.
so allegedly, someone reported this about Bourdain, saying that when he learned of Kate Spade's suicide, he somehow down spiraled in that moment and said, "You know what? Fuck it."
And came to the same conclusion.
Conclusion. They call it something. If somebody could help us out here, I don't know what the fuck it is. They had a name for it. It was some kind
That's
some kind of ism or some kind of.
That's hard. But they're also. I've also read something where it says that this woman he was seeing, who he was really really in love with, found out that she might have been messing around with somebody else.
Oh, but she's the first one of the Me Too's. She's the first fucking girl that came out with.
Who? Tony Bourdain's woman?
Yes.
The girl he's seeing.
Yes,
the girl he was seeing.
Yes. She's the first Me Too girl to come out with some scandal shit of Weinstein. And allegedly there was a tape that he finally got to see or whatever.
Really?
Look that shit up. I don't know her name.
Okay.
She was the first girl to accuse Harvey Weinstein of the fucking thing.
Well, what does that mean? A first person to accuse?
Okay, the first person that said she had a sexual encounter with Harvey Weinstein.
Okay.
And allegedly, well, again, I'm only reading blogs, which are not credible.
Yeah.
They're just blogs. Unfortunately, they're from other people who just have an opinion.
Right,
and everyone has an asshole. Right,
and get a little dose of information.
Yeah, so clickbait, as they call it, right? Or just looking for likes. So this person on some blog, and I care not to even share the person. It's not credible enough for me to. Right. So it's just a rumor. But they put it out there that they, tied this whole thing together. Right. This is where I read also the same thing with this romanticism of suicide or whatever. And it says, or it could be the fact that he was so drawn out over this Harvey Weinstein case with his girlfriend and decided, lost cause, fuck it,
Oh, man.
So if you look for the thing, and I did Google, which is about as far as I went, only because I didn't care enough to go further, right? So Google is the easy way to just check something out, and you still get the same result, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's nothing concrete. You have to dig a little more, and find out where the sources are and credible. But I did look at it, and I looked at this girl, and she was one of the first people to accuse Harvey Weinstein in a case of sexual harassment, and allegedly there was a video that somehow was sent to him.
Oh,
and hey,
but once again, I can't step into another person and say that, but that becomes a whole. We've talked about this before. Like,
but I don't think it's worth smoking yourself. I don't think it's.
I don't think it is, and I also don't. When you talk about the Me Too thing, it becomes one of those, like,
cry wolf.
Not necessarily crying wolf, but just like how are we're not willing to make distinctions between what is inappropriate and what is ultimately damning. Like, there's a difference between, hey, lick my balls and I'll give you a chance at this movie.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between that and grabbing somebody and physically accosting them and forcing yourselves, and violently forcing yourselves on somebody. You know, neither one of them are good.
Right.
But I think you would have to distinguish between one or the other. Right?
Well,
I mean, as far as how you handle it.
Well, yeah, the response to that is one is rape and one is sexual harassment.
Right.
So rape is forcible, right?
Right.
I don't want this.
Right.
Sexual harassment is the other way, where it's, hey, tit for tat, quid quo pro,
right.
which is, hey, you know what, it's not so bad,
but
lick my balls.
But is it harassment if you agree?
Okay, this is the quagmire that has everyone shaken up, and they say this is where everyone has a difference in how they view this,
right?
And the difference is, yes, I shouldn't have to do this to get the job, right?
Okay.
But the other side says, then you shouldn't go for that type of job. You should say, no, I have morals.
Right.
Fuck this Hollywood shit.
Right.
It's not for me. You
right.
know. Okay, case in point, like fucking Terry Crews.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't he like testify or something like that?
Well, he didn't testify. What he did was he went to a court and became advocate and spokesperson for the Me Too movement on the male side.
Okay.
Now, allegedly, this agency, this William Morris guy or whatever, one of these big fucking agencies, grabbed his balls and told him, "Woo, we're gonna have some fun here," and whatever else. But that was years ago.
Right.
So he all of a sudden got on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This motherfucker's career blew up.
Yeah, he's made a nice.
And they call
him.
They call him a megastar. So is that not is that not what it costs?
You got to give it back. Do you have to give back all? Yeah, see that becomes it becomes a slippery slope.
If you reap the rewards of it,
right?
Then unless people say, I've made millions of dollars in this business and I'm donating all of that money to something of this nature or whatever else.
Right.
I'll go to another case. I had a fight with someone, not a fight, but an argument, right? And we argued on the fact of, I asked a simple question. This was during the time of all the statue reclamations, right?
Okay.
Take down Christopher Columbus and all this other stuff. So I argued. The guy was saying, "Yeah, fuck that. Christopher Columbus is no, hero of mine or whatever else."
Right.
I said, "Okay, that's fine. Do you get paid for Christopher Columbus Day, and do you take the day off? Are you given the day off and paid for it?" So he said, "Yes. He's a city worker, works transit or whatever else." And I said, "Okay, well then give the money back. You don't believe in it. If you don't believe in it, why would you take the holiday?
Or volunteer to work that day.
You should say, I volunteer to work. He's no holiday of mine. I'm working. This is not a holiday for me."
Right.
Or take the proceeds of that money and give it to something that fights a cause against that.
Right.
Whatever. But this is how far people want to be revolutionaries.
Right.
They like being revolutionaries for the moment, for the conversation.
For the convenience of it.
It's a soundbite, they call it. It's a good soundbite. Sounds good at a party.
Right, exactly.
And you get to walk away.
You get to walk away.
But there is no walking away if you really believe in it. Then I'm challenging you, saying, I don't think you really believe that because you patronize it.
Right.
You take the day off. You get in double time.
Right.
You should say, no, sir, no. And then, so he says, that's not an option. They don't offer you to give it back. I said, well, then you take your money that you receive from it and go to a church
to do something
and
else.
donate it. And say, I got this money from Christopher Columbus Day.
I'm going to put this money to good use.
I'm going to put it to good use for fucking slavery
donate
or whatever.
Donate to my church or
whatever. Whatever cause you think is anti-Christopher Columbus or something that approaches that level of,
That's right. What was his retort?
Fuck that. They gave us the money. They gave the day off, and I'm not going to give it back.
They.
Yeah.
They did it.
They did it.
They did it.
Always the they, never the us. So, a lot of things happened. Like we lost Bourdain. You said we lost this kid Triple X Tentacion. You ever heard of him?
No, I didn't. But I think I saw like something like flash on a thing, and I wasn't connected to it.
20-year-old kid was murdered in his own town in Florida, in Broward County. Talented young kid, was on the verge of really becoming something.
Okay.
Music, not my style, but I got into him after listening to a lot of the blogs and stuff when he made a rant about for us, the older generation, he made a rant about Tupac is trash. I don't listen, like I don't like that music.
Okay.
I don't like Biggie. He said he didn't like any of that stuff, you know, that era, because he didn't come from that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he's totally on this kind of rock crossover. He's a suicide fucker. He's like every song. The song is suicide. Okay. It plays it on the record all the time. I'm sorry to know you. I'm sorry to know you. That kid. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is a new generation. And he's like definitely on one of those, you know, in the mumble rap class. And his album, he had he had an EP and stuff. Not bad. You know, he's definitely a different kind of artist. And he's had some accusations of abuse.
Okay.
Beat up his girlfriend, blinded her in one eye, allegedly, you know, beat the shit out of her and all this other stuff. And so the what makes this a story is that people have, this is again when everybody has an opinion. Oh, good for him. This is the karma, you know, he got for beating his baby mom.
Okay.
You know, all this other stuff. So we have a huge, like Pac says, actually, ironically, Pac says we're the only nation that eats our own babies. Like we eat our own children. Like we you know, and take that how you want it. But it's interesting how you could be loved and hated at the same time, you know, in this media world. Yeah. This frenzy we have, this new era of just instant gratification. And
first, how did he pass away?
He was murdered. He was murdered by some dudes drive-by in Broward County, Florida, of all places. He was buying a motorcycle or something. And, you know, these kids, the persona of the new young rich guys that are coming up in this era are always with the Louis and Gucci pouches and purses that they wear. And they carry, you know, a lot of money. $50,000, $100,000 in bricks, and they like doing the phone brick, the stupidest thing ever. You know, hold the money to your head. This got to be the dumbest fucking. Hello? Jay-Z said it like, you hold the money to your ear. We don't get that signal. There's no signal over there. You know, like you talking the wrong language.
There's so many. Yeah.
So the kid was murdered. Unfortunately, they tried to grab his bag off his shoulder and drove by and pop, and he died in the hospital or whatever else. The funny thing was he kind of martyred himself. Like he said, look, if I go out any tragic way, I just want to make sure that I've touched at least 5 million people that have, and he addressed a lot of the mental health issues in this young, confused world. Like he, honestly enough, like now listening to him now after he's gone post, you know, what do you call it? Post-humanist?
I will figure out the
Post-humanist, I think it's called. Listening to him, he's dead. Listening to him now, you kind of go, oh, wow, this kid really was trying to speak something. And even has an introduction that says, I want you to be open. If you've ever, you know, listened to music, you know, this is not it's nothing you've heard before. It's different. It's me. It's whatever. And I think a lot of guys just get too engulfed into the, hey, I'm just different, or trying to be weird. You know? Right. Weird for no reason.
Weird for the sake of being weird.
Right. But this kid really was weird. I mean, he really had a mental health issue and whatever it was. But no kid deserves to be gunned down.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
sorry for his family and, you know.
And nobody. But it seems like, you know, there's a lot of young people that seem to accept martyrdom.
Yeah.
As sort of like a cachet of life, like sort of like I believe in what I'm doing so much that I'm willing to
die for.
They're willing to die for it. I'll put myself on the cross for it because this is I'm concerned about, you know, hitting X amount of people, and it always brings me back to this line that was in a Lauryn Hill song in which she said, "You said you die for me, but why won't you live for me?"
Right.
And so it isn't. Sometimes we get this twisted, like, you know, we're so ready to say the things that we're willing to die for. Well, what are you willing to live for?
Yeah.
What are you willing to live? And to do that, you have to accept a certain amount of responsibility. You got to be willing to be humbled.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to. I mean, look, you and I both have very, very strong women, and we're both stubborn.
Yeah.
And there are times when we there are times when our wives pretty much tell us what the fuck to do.
Yes.
Because you know what,
I'm
we've
not
accepted.
sure I could go any further if I didn't have.
We've accepted a certain amount of responsibility.
Absolutely.
When that comes into conflict with something else, we realize, you know what? Okay, yes, I've accepted doing this, and maybe I've been a butt for this amount of time. So okay, yes,
Knowledge, you're smarter than me.
I'll eat this one and realize that I have to live up to a certain amount of responsibility. But that's living. That's going through the next day. That's like, you know, or you can get on that high horse and say, no, I'm an independent person, and oh no, you know,
Wrong and strong.
Right, yeah, being wrong and strong, and that's how you know. I don't want to see people dying early for a cause to which you can argue that do you actually even believe in that cause? Did it not? If it did not bring you the fame to which you you know, so okay, I want to touch 5 million people. Okay, what if you can't touch 5 million people?
Right.
What if 50 people were affected by what you said? Is that not just as valid?
Yeah, but you know, the number I think is esoteric. Like the number doesn't matter. The number is really irrelevant, even though he said it.
Right.
But I think he did touch some people, and some kids had. The problem is that at some point, you know, like the rapper Logic, you know, very talented. He touches a shitload of people, like with the, you know, his consciousness, you know, and he's breaking the mold of the conscious rapper that can't get paid. You know, the Talib Kweli's of the world that couldn't be, you know, they would never go platinum and do all this stuff. Well, guys like Logic and you know, all these guys are really starting to break that mold of being artists, touring and really having a good career and being able to be vocal and speak their mind, you know, and speak what they want to say and get their message across. If they abuse that platform by talking about lean and drugs, you know, that's where I get really disappointed at. I get disappointed that you've gotten the platform and you've pissed it by talking about, I'm going to do me, get this money, get this bag, and fuck everybody. That's the Alistair Crowley thing, right? The do as you thou will, the whatever the fuck he says. It's pure satanic.
There's a lot of shit that we believe and we just can't figure out the name.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm okay with someone kind of going out for a cause. I just think the measure of the instant the popcorn, the microwave popcorn doesn't work. There's no, because we forget about it as fast as it.
Right.
That's the problem.
Thing. Like it comes in, it leaves as fast as it comes in.
Right.
And if you don't catch it on, you know, in that brief window, it's gone.
Which is why the streaming world has become such a phenomenon, because it's like, why bother to print it? Like, it's so disposable. Like it should be deleted after you watch it. Like, it's, you know, it's toilet paper.
Yeah.
So no point in printing medium. And I mean, we're in the process of moving and doing all that stuff, and I have stacks of CDs and DVDs and fuck needs this shit.
What do you need it for? Yeah.
Like, we can't. We're bogged down with, you know, printing, and like, so which means the newspaper era and the, you know, printing the New York Times, and you know, it can't be worth the paper it's printed on. You know what I'm saying? Which will then go to money, right? Money's not worth the money it's printed on. You know.
Well, that's happening. That's happening now. That's happening.
Coins cost more than they worth.
Right. Coins cost more than they're worth, and there's some like, if you go to when I was in Africa, they don't even use cash. Everything is done digital. Everything's digital on the phone. Even the corner store. Yeah. That has, you know, just you know,
top up.
But then you go here, and you know, there's nothing like going into your bodega and just dropping down $2 and grabbing yourself a bottle of water. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where I don't want that all the time. I don't want to be.
Like the option. You like
the option. I don't want to like have to use this all the time. I want to be able to stick this in my pocket and just say not do it, and I can still, you know, get fed or whatever.
Yeah, cash is a vital. Like the other day, I had the pleasure of walking over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, that's a nice walk.
Hey, not bad. I mean, it was by mistake, though.
By mistake? How do you mistakenly go on the Brooklyn Bridge?
Well, I got off the train at the wrong stop, and I got off at the Brooklyn Bridge stop. And I said,
you needed to go one more stop.
One more stop. Okay. I would have been on the other side. And I said, fuck it, I'm here. I might as well do it. I walked across the Brooklyn Bridge. It was awesome. I didn't realize it was one of those things I haven't done. Like,
oh, you never did that?
No. It's a fucking street fair going all the way up to they're
Like
selling shit all
there's
the
like a whole
entire
culture
yeah.
of shit that happens
I
on
was
the
I
Brooklyn
was
Bridge.
kind of really excited about
Yeah.
it. Like I was excited. I was just mad that I was wearing fucking heavy blue jeans and
Yeah, it's one of
it
those
was
things.
hot, 90 degrees. I was
Like once you're in,
Yeah.
that first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well you bought the whole 45 minutes. Then it
Yeah.
takes to go across the
Yeah,
whole.
but definitely something if you're in New York and haven't done, or it's a nice day, I encourage you to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. It is pretty liberating,
Yeah.
just to do, you know,
Yeah.
just to do, and I thought that was pretty weird.
Speaking
fun.
of the train and phones, did you see where the plan is in place now to eliminate the Metro card?
Yes. Saw that. Actually, funny thing enough, Mario, because he owns the H&M Nail Salon, shout out to H&M Nails, they use the Metro cards to clean off women's nail, the old polish.
Really?
They love the flexibility of the Metro card. So he's always like, if you got any old Metro cards, drop them off. We need them because they're going to get rid of them and we're not going to have them no more. And they don't know what to do. And I'm like, it can't be the end of your business because they don't
Because
have
you don't have a Metro card.
It's just one of those things. They like the Metro card. It shaves off old
Right.
nail polish nicely and it's thin and it's.
Well, you can do. I mean, it probably costs a lot of money, but you can do something where you can like advertise on a Metro card, can't you?
Yeah, we had an ad that we were pending. It wasn't expensive, but the circulation is crazy. Like you don't know how many you're gonna get. They were
Yeah.
like, you want to print on 5,000 Metro cards, random spots. Great, go ahead. But it's definitely a good tool. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, the Metro card is going to be gone. They're starting it, I think, end of this year or next year.
Yeah.
They're starting it with like two routes out of Staten Island. And what they're doing is you either download an app.
Yeah.
Or you
Well, like the same
or
as the
you
train
use
app
your-
on Long Island Railroad.
Yeah, but everything is on your phone. But it's on your phone.
Which is
so
on
like
Long Island
it's a
Railroad,
sense
'cause-
of. Right, but what I'm saying is you just go through the thing, you activate your app, and you
Yeah,
to go in,
a boarding
or
pass.
or you use your credit
fob?
card.
Oh,
Credit card.
and you swipe per.
I don't know if you swipe or if it's something that you just have on your phone, or if you just tap the credit card and it does that. So,
I
so
bought
it's one of those things where like we're going to be more reliant on it.
Yeah, cash restricted society has
Yeah.
been on the table for a while. I use Apple Pay.
Right.
I have all of the Square Cash, Cash App, everything, and it's okay. It's a great option, But I went to a soda machine the other day and was like, okay, and I didn't have enough change, and they was oh, great, convenience. I just put my phone on there, boop, and I got a soda, which was cool.
Yeah.
So it's handy when you can, when you
Yeah.
don't. It can be annoying, like who's watching all this shit, and it's, the culmination of data has just been proliferated, as they
Yes.
say. It's been extorted.
You are now being triangulated.
Yeah.
You
Well,
are now, they now know. Hey, Oren got a candy bar at so
Yeah.
and so at 6:05.
So
and
a
was
guy
on the train at 6:92. So it means he has to be in this area.
So there was a
That's how-
guy accused of murder, and he was exonerated because he had a Metro card in his wallet that was taken into the evidence, but never swiped. Like
You're right.
they never checked the time on his Metro card or whatever else. And he had a public defender, didn't give a shit.
Right. Didn't give a shit.
Take
Bogged
the
down
plea.
with work.
Take the
and
plea. Like
whatever,
everyone, the plea deal has got to go away. I mean, I see Schumer advocating for this, that the plea bargain deal. If without the plea bargain, the correction system and judicial system will crash.
Yeah. Right. Because you have to prove the case.
The case load is too much.
Right.
So getting people to take a plea deal is like, just say you did it and you'd be out in two.
What was it, like 80% of the cases get pled?
95.
Wow,
the number
95?
The number is super high. The plea deal goes 95. 5% people try themselves and say, "Fuck this, I'm not doing it. I didn't do it." So you don't
I'm
have
not
the
taking
evidence.
any plea or so you have
and,
right. Okay.
and the plea deal is always very, hey man, you get to go home, you go see your family. Bargaining with your freedom.
That's a scary
fucked up.
fucked up scenario.
It's a fucked up scenario to bargain someone with their own freedom, especially if they didn't do it, and just because you can't prove it, like you can't prove the guy guilty, you can't prove him innocent, but that's
Right.
not good enough for you, so you just want him to write a confession and say, yeah, just say you did it, man. Just go for it, man. Just let everybody go. You go home, You have a mark on your card, and you get it's fucked up. But I say this to say that the gentleman was exonerated after spending 20 years in fucking jail. That's how long the MetroCard has been around. That someone apparently there's a jail paper or a book or journal that comes out for in the correctional facility for cases that like a plead your case type of deal, like almost like a blog. Like prisoners get the opportunity to write there saying, I think I've been wrongly convicted, and it goes into this journal. I've just heard of this recently, and I've heard it's been forever, that they've had it for years.
Well, it's a form of habeas corpus.
Correct.
It's a form of
and
habeas
they're able to
corpus.
place their case on this queue, basically, in hopes someone picks it up and says, hey, this is
Right.
something happened.
Right.
So a lot of the kids in schools are reading these logs and saying, oh, well, this case should be...
But that's how the Innocence Project got started. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's how it got started.
Okay,
Basically, the notion that people picked up stuff and it says, "Hey, wait a minute, there's a
something
discrepancy
wrong
here."
Right.
And blah blah blah.
Right. And so this kid, a kid from a college just like that on a thing, found it and said, "This doesn't." He says, "Oh," and he looked at the contents and he says, "Did anyone check his MetroCard to see if his story corroborates with his story?" And he wound up confessing, plea deal, and saying whatever. And now he's up for trial and murder, and and all this other shit happens to him, and more time gets added. And 20 years later, he's still saying he's innocent. And the kid found his MetroCard and said, I bet if we go into and they pulled up the record box, they pulled the box, they swiped the fucking thing, and showed he got on the train where he said he got on.
Right.
And
So in other words, he couldn't have been.
he couldn't have been
in the spot.
at the spot he was. He could not have swiped in between and he couldn't have gotten the card swiped from someone else and given back to him in the time.
Because he wouldn't have had it.
He wouldn't have had it. It was in him when you arrested him. And the guy was like, I fucking told you all this time. And he himself didn't think to say, check my card. He didn't know that the technology existed.
That's a fucking shame.
That's fucked up.
That's a fucking shame.
Fucking shame. So this is, I guess the tagging of it, it's again a gift and a curse, right?
Yeah.
It could help you. It could haunt you. You could literally be.
Oh man. There was this guy he was having an interview. He used to be a defense attorney, and he basically said all of these. He basically said all of these things. He said that the reason why conviction rates are so high is because you have plea bargains and you have people who are public defenders and people who, it takes time to shake the tree.
Yeah.
It takes time to do that, and
Absolutely.
it takes resources to do
Sure.
that. The guy says, well, they had DNA. Okay, well then was the DNA what was the machine used? Was it calibrated properly?
Right.
I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's check with the manufacturer. How long is this supposed to be calibrated? Well, it looks like you didn't calibrate this thing.
Right. You never did service
for
on
6
it.
and you didn't
Right.
service it. So that
Right.
means it's not a fault. It's not a all of these things that for the most part will get like shoved to the side because somebody doesn't have time or money to do it.
Yeah, I mean these public defenders are I can't speak. I don't thank God I don't know that system. I had my brief thing as a teenager, but it's horrible. It's horrible. It's deplorable condition of our justice system, which offers all these rights of due process, and they just blatantly disregard it.
Yeah.
For speed, for
expedience.
yeah, for
Right.
expedience, like
And
in the
then-
case where it is too much and etc. Who said it? Someone was on one of Joe's podcasts. It's Ted Nugent. Did you see that one?
I did see that.
Fucking on.
That was awesome.
Ted's fucking
Uncle Ted.
Uncle Ted is great, man.
Ted, I want to go hunting with Uncle
Yeah,
Ted.
he's
Please teach me how to hunt. I want to learn how to hunt too myself, but still,
He's-
it's one of those things where like you read all of these things that like have been attributed to somebody, and you kind of know that this is like on the surface. This sounds like bullshit.
right.
This sounds like I don't believe a human being that has lasted this long as a public figure actually believes this stuff.
As in what? What do you mean? What do you?
Well, some of the
referring
shit that like some of the how much of a racist he is, and how much of like he
anarchist. He's
he's
like
an anarchist,
right,
and
right.
he married a 14-year-old girl so that he could get out of the draft and stuff like. You read about some of these things, and there's like I guess I'm a natural skeptic, and I'm like I really don't believe almost any. I never fully dunk my head into the tank of saying, okay, this is what happened. No, this is what they say it is, and it's you know, you got to take that with a grain of salt. I mean, and another thing that we've done, and I've that podcast sort of exemplified it for me, is that we have the ability to hold different ideas in our head at the same goddamn time.
Yeah.
Like we can disagree, but also not believe that you're this horrible fucking person that would do these things. And it seems like we've gotten to this point of like, well, I disagree with you, and so because I disagree with you, I have to make you out to be this horrible person because I'm good. Right. I'm good, and
I'm
so
holy,
and you're bad.
Yeah.
You're bad. So you must be a misogynist. You must be a racist. You must be an anarchist. You must be all these other things because
leftist. You must be a fucking,
right, exactly,
conservative.
Right, because I'm on the side of peace and I'm on the side of truth, and so you must be on the other side. And there's no way that you can have a point, and there's no way that we can find like a middle ground in which actually both of these things can fucking exist.
I agree with you, and I hate these classism of categorizing people of, I'm a conservative when it comes to this idea, but not when it comes to that. Like, that's okay. Like, you can't just be one. I'm a Republican, and I only think.
Right, exactly, right.
I'm only doing the Republican thing.
Right.
No, if someone doesn't like something, they don't like it. It's not all or nothing. Mm-hmm. Like that's the wrong approach for us as humanity, that we've lost the ability to be like, I don't agree with that one, but that's okay. Next.
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck you get stuck on, one topic of, oh, you're one of them. Oh, and that just discounts everything I say?
Right, discounts everything.
I'm just totally off the marker of this and that. I don't eat chicken and berries too. I don't, Republicans have to eat certain foods and Democrats eat. It's come on, man.
Well, you see what Maxine Waters said?
No. What did she say?
She basically said anytime you see somebody in the president's administration or part of his team and stuff like that, you should be able to just harass that person and sort of like publicly shame them.
That's fucked up.
And so there have been people who've been like kicked out of restaurants and shit.
Oh yeah, I've seen this
stuff like that. And so that's horrible.
That's horrible.
That's a fucking horrible. That's horrible.
That's not humane. I mean, this is, we say it all the time. We're in this nana boo boo, era of sticks and stones.
Yeah, and the people who, and in this one particular case, I think it was somebody who was in the State Department or Secretary of State or something like that. I can't specifically remember. But then this family was like proud of the fact that they kicked this person out of their restaurant. And I'm like, you kicked them out of the restaurant? Why? Because were they being disruptive? Were they doing anything wrong? Right. Were they mean to your staff? Were they mean to other customers? No. So you mean they were sitting down trying to enjoy a meal?
Sounds like,
other people came in and said something, and you decided that they should be kicked out of your restaurant.
Sound like the 50s and 60s to
exactly.
me. Sound like going to a lunch.
That's racist shit.
That's racist.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that happened in the 50s and 60s, and we said, wait a minute, that's not right. You should not be able to do that. This person should be able to sit down and enjoy a meal regardless of who they are.
Fuck alone.
Leave them alone.
Leave him alone. You're open for business. He's got money. He's got if he doesn't have legal now, I will tell you.
Oh shit.
Oh, this is so good timing. So Starbucks in Penn, downstairs. So there's a guy, a bum, funky as all hell. He's sitting at the counter at the table. The order is nothing, and he. I wish y'all would throw me out. Every time they say, "Yeah, you throwing me out? You throwing me out?" And he's just exploiting this whole kicking black people out of Starbucks thing. Because,
but they're not going to do that in that one, especially in that
just
one.
Saying, the guy is.
But that's hilarious, though.
It's hilarious that he's taken a position to. Listen, he's exploiting it, yes, but at the same time, is he wrong? No. But for me, I'm like, I don't want. Now I'm saying I don't want to fucking go in here. This guy's. I don't want to sit here and enjoy my muffin and my thing because this guy smells horrible.
Right.
And I don't want to be here, so I'll choose not to go there,
Right.
you know, just because of that. So if you don't know how to properly engage those customers and say, sorry, sir, can I help you? So there's got to be a way to say, sorry, sir, you're offensive. You are disruptive to our guests.
Yeah, right.
You have an odor.
Right.
You smell. I'm sorry. We can take your stuff to go, but you have to leave. What's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with
Absolutely
that.
nothing
so
wrong
just
with that.
because the guy is black and he's sitting there and he's saying, yo, I wish you would throw me out for nothing because of whatever else. Well, you're disrupting the fucking
Right.
flow of business. And I'm sorry. You know, he could have been purple. He could have been green. He could have been yellow. Whatever. He could have been anything. You got to go.
Right.
You got to go, man. You're
Right.
really disrupting my business here. So, I'm really saddened that the state of humanity, as we say, this is a humanitarianism that's like it's not even racism anymore. It's more humanicism or something.
yeah,
It's like a new name needs to be.
And we also and like I said before, one of the things we do is like we label it as something, and now it's bad. So now when the Supreme Court says that, yeah, you know what, this dude who didn't want to bake a gay cake, well, guess what? He has every right to not want to bake a gay cake because it's his business.
Yeah.
And so now people, you know, some dear friends of mine are saying, well, it looks like the Supreme Court supports sexism and racism now and stuff. I'm like, how the fuck is
How'd
that?
you get
How is
that? How'd you get
How
that
do you get
from
that?
I have a problem with that only as an opinion, but you know, again, listen, it's really screwed up.
Right, when the thing to do is just, okay, well, get your cake somewhere else. Get your cake from somebody who would appreciate your business, and you know what? You got every right to go on Twitter, say, hey, don't go to blah 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 cake place because they don't like gay people, they don't like black people, and whatever.
Whatever your cause is,
you got every reason to
and create your own
that.
protest, which you're entitled to. As a citizen, you have the right to protest.
You have the right to organize. And
you have the
all that
right to
stuff
organize. You just can't shout, fire, and yell and do all that crazy stuff.
Some of these people who are like pissed off, and now everybody's pissed off at Chick-fil-A again now.
Yeah, why? What they do now?
Well, Chick-fil-A has taken a stance on being a very, very Christian organization.
Okay.
And stuff, and I think they've donated money to causes that people say are anti-gay. And anti-gay marriage and stuff like that, and now they will say it's a promotion of traditional families.
Yeah,
you know. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
This is whatever. And they close on Sundays. If you notice, you can't go into a Chick-fil-A on a Sunday.
Well, it's in the city, so I don't never been to one.
They're usually closed on Sundays.
Is it?
Which the new I think the people that run it now, like the second generation, they're actually considering opening on Sundays for business. For business, and you know, makes more money.
Revenue stream.
But it's one of those things where like everybody wants to be outraged by it, and I said, well, I'm not. I said, number one, I don't like Chick-fil-A, so I don't go to Chick-fil-A. Number two, if you don't like the fact that Chick-fil-A does this and you think they're horrible, guess what? Don't go to fucking Chick-fil-A. Don't get a goddamn chicken sandwich. Right. I tell you what, the 2 times I've been in Chick-fil-A, I have never been treated with more fucking respect than anything.
I tell you, they do a good. I mean, I've gone to the one on 37th. And,
is it nice?
Yeah.
Is it because they have a reputation of being almost like overly overly nice and convenient, and you know some of the people you get in Midtown working retail. We've made this comment before. Yeah, they're kind of like lacking in the customer service.
But they got it. They can do it there because they do it as a joke. I could tell because some of the girls that work in there, they know that they're being funny about it. So which kind of makes it weird because then it goes, stop playing, all right? You know, they're like, my friend Chad, how are you? And they scream my name. I'm like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, I don't want everyone to know. I
scream my goddamn sandwich.
Yeah, like, why do you got to tell everybody my name? This is a Starbucks thing that started.
Our friend Chad's here.
Yeah.
Our friend Chad's
Your chicken sandwich is ready with 2 double sides of bacon and so and gluten-free, and they fucking tell the whole fucking place, and they go,
you got diverticulitis?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, brother? Oh, that's what you got? I'm like, damn, what the fuck? So, you know, I get it. I mean, I'm a big fan of service. I really like service. I really like, even if you're lying to me, if you don't care for me, while I'm spending my money there, at least you can engage me like a patron.
Well, listen, if people get their way and like the minimum wage goes up and you got to pay somebody like $14, $15 an hour to work at Wendy's, there's a lot of people not gonna have jobs at Wendy's.
No.
Because if you know, yeah, can I help you? Yeah,
Oh,
be
that
right
low
here.
energy.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be replaced with a button.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, they got the McDonald's now that has the, everyone works in the back in the production, and you do the kiosk stuff.
The fast food joints in the airports are all kiosk kiosk run.
Crazy.
I think the Panera, my old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
They had there are times in which there's no cashiers. Everything is done through the kiosk.
Yeah, it's again, like we said, it's the option. I don't mind it, but I like the option. I want to ask a question every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. It's always at the wrong time. That's the thing. I never need to use the quick thing when I need something. It's do you put this on it? Is it this?
Right.
And then if it comes out wrong, fuck. No redo button. You can't take it back.
Yeah.
There's no one to argue
There's
to.
no one to argue to.
Right.
So you
Beep beep beep.
you just go eat your sandwich.
Just eat your fucking sandwich.
But there are a lot of places like that in Manhattan now that just that you just go in, you select whatever you're gonna select, and like even like salads and stuff like that, like whole meals, and there are actually no people that work there. They're just people who work in the back in production.
Prepare.
You have no access to them.
Right.
You just go, push your button, blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden, order number 67.
Well, this is what Grubhub's Seamless and even Uber Eats is doing now. We were lazy one day. It was one of those rainy Sunday afternoons, and we were just watching a bunch of movies, and we was like, let's Uber Eat, and we ordered some fucking burgers, and they cancel. Oh, you didn't add this thing with this, and I was like, I don't know what the fucking press. Like, I'm pressing it, boop. I'm like, there's money on the card, and I was getting annoyed, so I called, and it was like, yeah, well, you didn't press the right buttons. Okay, and I said, well, how about you just call me and verify it? You got my number, and they said, we don't do that.
Yeah,
it's not part of the program.
It's not part of the protocol.
If you want to do this, you got to learn how to do it. And I'm like, fuck.
This guy who owns this diner I go to at work on 44th, John's coffee shop. If you check me out, you see I'm always holding a cup of John's coffee. That's where I get it from. But the guy that owns it says he loves Uber Eats because
you don't got to talk to nobody.
Not only that, but as soon as the order is placed, Uber Eats accepts responsibility for it.
Yes.
So even if, and he said there's been times when like they delivered it to the wrong place or nobody's actually ever come to pick it up and stuff like that.
He gets paid.
He still gets paid.
Yeah.
He still gets his money.
Sure.
From it.
That's
and
dope.
He said it's even better than like Grubhub and the Seamless ones because they have like they want to make sure that a transaction happened. If the transaction was fine, okay, fine, we'll give you a check.
Right.
Blah 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 blah. But apparently with Uber Eats, as long as they've used Uber Eats, he gets his $9 for that sandwich he made for somebody. Whether somebody picks it up or not, or they didn't like it or whatever, he still has his money.
Well, that's the thing. This is the new future. This is the thing that's happening with us. And comment to what Ted said, Uncle Ted said is, he said instead of crying about the water rising and doing all this stuff, learn to fucking swim. Like learn how to deal with the environment that's changing in front of you.
At some point, you do have to adapt.
You have to adapt. You have to, and if you're gonna bicker, then be prepared to come with those consequences of bickering. Like, I don't do this, so no. So there's plenty of people you may know that live in they don't have technology in their house. They
got a flip phone.
But they've learned that they're limited to what they have access to.
And they've accepted that. Right.
They've accepted it. They got no choice.
Right.
And they're just saying, look, you know what? We don't do all this other stuff. We don't, I have a friend now that just finally got, he was like against Uber, like he was like, oh, and I was like, dude, now he quick boop, now I'm out, cause he don't drive, and he's like, nah, I catch me an Uber.
He doesn't drive.
He doesn't drive. He's fucking 62. He does not drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's as he one of those dudes that like never drove.
Never.
Because there's some dudes like that. There's some old sorts that have never had.
He said as a kid,
license.
he had and just never had bought a car. Because he worked for transit all the time, so he was able to just get block tickets. They get free.
You just walk on.
He says, "I'm not going anywhere I can't walk to or take a bus to." So his kids drove and stuff like that. Now with Uber, he loves it. He's like, "Oh, $8? Yeah, I'm going home.
Yeah,
I'm going home,
I'm going
motherfucker.
home, and I can have a drink
I
on
mean,
the way.
right,
This is-
especially for drinkers. I mean,
Right.
it is the absolute best thing ever. Like when you fucking saucy and you're like, oh, you know what? Just like the other day, you called and was like, hey, and I had my car with me.
Mm-hmm.
The worst fucking day ever for me. Having my big ass truck in Manhattan
Yeah.
was like stopping, and some guy hit the back of my truck.
Oh,
But I have the
so no damage.
no, his fucking bumper fell off. His shit fell off, and he goes, "Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Bro, your shit is hanging, it's scraping."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "My bad," and he was texting. He was fucking texting, and it just, boop.
He probably had no damn insurance. That's probably why.
It was a work truck actually. He was a
Oh, was it?
contractor, and he
So it's not even.
and
his.
he hit that steel fucking bumper, the bumper guard thing on my truck, which is hooked into the chassis, the
Right.
tow chassis, and that shit tore his shit up. And I was like, "What?" He was like, "It's okay, don't worry." And I was like, "Fuck you, I ain't stopping. This is
Yes, they don't
you
tell
fucked up."
me.
I just looked at my shit. I was like,
That's a
Steel.
horrible thing to be in, though. Like when there's if you get into an accident on the highway heading back, it's first of all, it's a horrible feeling. Yes, number one, you got into an accident. Number two, it's like you become like this center of hate for everybody. Who the fuck? What exactly? Everybody's. And then they
That
drive
guy.
by, and then they stop and they drive by, and they
"Fuck is wrong with you? Fix your
fucking
shit."
guy can't drive. Don't drive in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's a horror. It is an anxiety-driven fucking thing. I don't know how Uber drivers do it, or people that taxi cabs or whatever else. You
Yeah.
got to be a fucking.
You got to be somewhat of a lunatic.
You got to be.
I don't see how people drive. I don't know how people drive into Manhattan every single day to go to work. I do not understand it.
Yeah, it is painfully a glutton of punishment.
It is
like,
even if I'm delayed on the train, even if that train is moving slow, there is some peace of mind of knowing that, you know what, when this is all done, I'll get there. And I don't have to worry about what this car's doing, what that car's doing,
No.
what that car's doing, what
No.
this car's doing. I can sit, if I have a cup of coffee, I'll have a cup of coffee, listen to some music on the
There's
phone,
so much
maybe read an
negotiation.
article, maybe read a book. If I'm behind in my book reading, I'll sit and read a book. There's so much shit you got to worry about in traffic that ain't going nowhere. But you still got to be attentive. You still got to wait, because Lord forbid if you're that dude that's like not paying attention and that car's like moved ahead of you.
Yeah, I talked about this with a friend at my job, and I was explaining to her, like, the mental psychosis that happens in driving is pretty fucking high volume.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for the faint of heart.
No.
This is not when that light changes, the person behind you is on the horn, quick.
They're ready to go.
Me personally, obviously, if I'm first, right? I'm 1st at the light, and I'm waiting. You're negotiating the whole time.
That's
You're
pressure.
Like, it's gonna go. Should I let off the gas and then ease into it, or do you jam it and push
Right.
out? And God forbid someone's still crossing or a late comer or whatever
Right.
else. The person behind you, even though if they're in that situation, doesn't give you the fucking respect of
Right.
letting you. I'm in front of you, so there's things you don't see. Let me, and so the horn honking. A lot of pressure with that. So you have to be able to go, beep, beep, beep. Yeah, buddy,
Yeah.
fuck yourself. There's a little kid crossing here.
Right,
You can't
right.
see over my dash, or there's a guy in a shopping cart, whatever.
Right.
And he's just so anxious to go, and I'm, that's an automatic bird, right? That's almost
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's almost like, go fuck yourself, man.
Well, wasn't there a time when you could probably do it now with technology, but wasn't there a time when, like, if they were really cracking down on people honking their horns, and being in the crosswalk,
Yeah.
being in the crosswalk at a red light or something like
Yeah.
that, and they were really,
the
and
box.
it just seemed like it stopped, but it seemed like now it's kind of like, if you
Worse.
put shit at cameras,
Yeah.
there's no reason why,
it's-
if you honk that horn a little few more times, and a month later you get in the mail, hey, this is a $75 ticket for honking your horn.
Or if your car is smart, it has all of the thing, and they could dial into it and say, yeah, you did honk, and you were at the GPS was here, and you were here, and case closed. Like, there's nothing to argue about. Just pay the fucking fine.
Right. Well, especially being in a crosswalk and stuff. That the people, it's funny when you can see the look on people's faces when like if they're from out of town, they got an out of town license plate or whatever.
Yeah.
And they stop and they're in the crosswalk, and you can see that they don't realize what they did was like this horrific offense, because there are a lot of people who would hammer on that car and say, "Hey,
fuck you
the fuck
doing?
out of the way!"
Yeah, somebody did that to me. Somebody banged on my hood, was like, fuck you doing here? Look at the sign. I'm like crossing, trying to inches, and I'm like, fuck, don't get caught. Ah! Red light,
Yeah, I know.
change. And I'm like trying to negotiate and move over, and they're like, fuck you going?
Yeah, you gotta make that choice. Like, look, I'm either gonna gun it here, or I'm just gonna be the guy that like I'll stop at the yellow.
Yeah,
and
not
take the chance.
That's
of,
what I do.
crossing.
I'll stop at the yellow. I slow down, and guys are honking behind me. Yeah, fuck
So
you.
yeah,
take
whatever.
your time. I'm not rushing for anybody. I'm not rushing.
Oh man, city drivers.
Yeah, it's a thing that requires some experience. But
and then when I go to when I visit my daughter in North Carolina and I rent a car and I'm driving, oh my God, there's like a freedom there.
What do you mean, like open road? Or
yeah, it's like well, even if there's traffic on some of the roads, there's like an ease there that just like nobody's like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead.
Well, yeah, the South used to be like that a lot, and every population is exploding everywhere, so it'll be a matter of time.
It'll be a matter of time before everybody's an asshole everywhere.
Yeah, which begs why people want these cars, why they want all this autonomy, and they want all this other crazy stuff. I thought about this the other day, and I was like, what happened to the notion of just like having more human drivers, like just more people dedicated to driving, like, squeaky clean drivers, like guys that want to fucking drive, which is what we have now, a society of people that do it for work, so what's so wrong with that?
About going the other direction?
Yes, we're making
like you want to drive, fine, and you can be a passenger car, and you can get. Okay.
Well, let's just say like this. Let's just say you have. Let's take the Uber concept, right? And you say, you know what? For people that just want to be, always busy, hire a driver. He's an Uber driver, but he'll drive your car.
He'll drive your car.
And you'll be a personal fucking guy. Like Damon John used to have when Tony used to drive for him. Tony was his driver. And he was always he was like, yo, but I can't drink. I can't do nothing. Because when he calls,
you gotta be ready.
I'm ready. So, and he would wash the car. He would do all the errands. He would do So we're not far-fetched from, like what I hate is when people, act like Uber's a fancy black car. Like,
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
I'm calling a car service. And no, it's an Uber, dude.
Yeah,
it's a fucking
Uber.
cab.
It's somebody's fucking Corolla.
Right. It's just because it's black, pulls up, and you're like, So,
right, this isn't right. You're not king of the world now. Right.
You don't have
your balls have not gotten bigger because you decided to get an Uber.
Right, a cash account with a luxury car service. You're a regular guy. It's accessible to everyone. That's like when the beepers and cell phones came out. People hold them out.
Yeah, everybody.
Yo, I got my pay, and click it on and off, and
deliberately. Hold up a second.
Yeah.
I thought I heard my
pager go off.
Give me a second.
All right. What was you saying again, homeboy? Yeah, I don't like that fucking boisterous, the braggart. It's a means to an end. It's really just it's a form of transportation as a means, and it's just not necessary. But yeah, I like the fact of just having more drivers that and increasing some of the training and things like that. Like make it where you have to. Oh, I'm a Uber Gold certified guy. Like imagine you heard that.
Uber Gold.
Oh yeah, I'm a Uber Platinum.
I'm a Uber Gold.
I'm accident free for 20 years. Yeah. I'm this. I'm that. Wouldn't you feel better? Like wouldn't you feel a little in the ranking system?
Well, the flip side of that is always like hey, maybe you're due.
Damn.
Maybe you're due for an accident.
Damn. So you rather I got mine out the way?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I mean, nobody prepares for an accident. I mean, I've been in an accident. You've been in an accident. Sure. We're both pretty good drivers. It's a lot of times the shit gets out of hand and shit gets out of control.
Well, I think that's why they call them accidents, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're fucking accidents.
This
is not meant to happen. You know what the biggest misconception in New York is that you freeze when you have an accident. You stay where you are on the street. Like, this is where traffic comes from. People go, don't touch anything. Wait till the cops come in and they have to investigate. Like, this is a no-fault state, okay?
Yes.
So it does not matter who hit who.
Who hit who, right.
It doesn't matter. The cops don't come and take pictures and
right.
photograph the crime scene. And
right.
They stand there stuck on stupid. If the car is drivable, move it over.
Move it.
Safety.
Right.
Get it over to the
Get it
side.
out of the
and then
way.
the only purpose is for the report of that. A cop comes and takes a digital report of what happened. Just a record of, okay, you were going this way, you were going north on this. It's all fact.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the person was this, they were that, were they distracted, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with that.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that none of that
They
plays
freeze. They
into
just
it.
don't touch the car. I'm not moving anything. They stuck halfway in the street,
Mm-hmm.
bam, 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 and they just sit there. Nope, I'm not moving till the police come. And the police come. They take a long time for car accidents.
Yeah.
They
Because number one, they got to get in. They're coming in the same damn traffic that you just pulled into.
that you created.
That's all.
Right. So they can't
That's one
get through.
thing.
Right.
So number two, it's usually. I mean, if they're on track, it's usually somebody who's not. I hate saying this, but it's usually not your best.
Yeah.
Police officer.
Yeah, he's got the shit detail. He's
He's like, and he's at, and if he's online waiting for his fucking coffee and donuts, he's not getting off the line.
right.
Because what is a traffic accident on 3rd and 40th?
Who's closest?
Let me get a glaze and a chocolate glaze.
Give me an extra large coffee. So what else has happened? In the world of news, Roseanne still fighting for her sanctity. She's trying to reclaim herself. Roseanne Barr.
I don't know what she's said since then.
I've
She's made a couple of statements. Didn't she like cry or something?
crying and saying she's her, and then she said the ultimate. You heard what she said there.
No, what'd she say?
I have family members that are black. I have friends and family that are black. I would never say, and again, we go to the monkey thing. Like, why would it be a monkey?
Why is it right? That's you
talked
brought
about
that
last
point
time.
up, which I thought was fantastic. So why is it when somebody calls somebody a monkey, we immediately attribute it to
you
being black?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You know,
It's fucked up. I think we covered that.
look at you,
last week.
fucking bear. You're a bear. You're a bear. Oh, you mean he's black? No, a polar bear. That's that's what I was talking about. So now here, so now how?
Fucking penguin.
It's just like, yeah, it's just like
you
how did we-
seagull. You're a seagull. That's what
You know.
you are.
And the funny thing is that the woman who she was talking
Does
about,
look-
she looks like
The Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
What was the Planet of the Apes name?
Zera?
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 Zara?
So she does
I don't
look
know,
like
man.
a chip.
We've gone nuts. I mean, we've completely gone nuts. However, so when we moved, my FiOS package.
Okay.
FiOS, which is what do you have? You have Spectrum. Or
I have
Optimum or something like that?
the DirecTV.
So they actually got smart and put Netflix and YouTube on the cable box.
Right, so it doesn't take up bandwidth.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. So we're not streaming anymore. It's coming through the system, which is much better, and we don't lose the bandwidth.
Well, you have to. It's an adjustment that you have to make
adapt.
because you have to adapt because a lot of
Devices.
TVs are smart TVs, and
Right.
so you don't actually need a provider. You just need to be able to get to the internet.
Right.
Which you can do, and which because of the way the infrastructure is, it's almost hard to do that without linking up with a cable company. But still, you don't have to do that. You have other options.
Yeah, but it was smart of them to adapt to the need
Right,
for
right.
people streaming to say, oh, well, and you get all your YouTube and channels on your box.
Right.
So that's why you should have a box.
Right.
Which is most people will go in the other way saying, I don't need this
need a
because I
box.
have all this other stuff. So I don't need it because I watch YouTube, I watch Netflix, and
Right.
so smart of them to do that. Kudos to you guys at Verizon for figuring that one out. I think all the other guys are doing it too. So this is probably the new form of.
Well, they're going to change, and I'm almost positive that they're gonna have to go to almost like an a la carte
On demand
package.
Yeah, on demand.
I mean, everything's going to have to be because people are not, like, why do I need this? I don't need.
Yeah,
this.
the canned news is really failing. I mean, big
You
time.
get a landline too. You get a landline. Ooh, you get a landline.
It's like, oh, make sure I keep the same number, and who gives a shit? No one
Exactly.
knows.
Nobody calls it.
Nobody calls that number anyway with telemarketers and it's
It's
fucked
like
up.
telemarketers and people scamming you.
I know, it's weird, but I don't know. A lot going on. Lot in the world. Unfortunately, another shooting.
The one in
DC,
DC, right?
Maryland, DC. Some fuckhead who fucking
went in the news organization and went to a newspaper
because he was griping about an ad or something he was trying to get posted or something, and he literally said, "I like his statement is I will not cooperate. I am totally against this machine and whatever, like, fuck you guys, and nothing. They want to they want to study this guy. They want to figure out how.
Is he?
They caught him.
They caught him.
They
Okay.
caught him. He caught him. He didn't kill himself. He didn't do any of that. And they want to investigate this guy and look at his brain and see what he's.
Nice to be. What you got to kill him.
Yeah.
So kill him.
I tell you, man, that privilege goes a long way, man. When you get
People forget. I got into a discussion with somebody, and the topic of white privilege came up.
Yeah.
And I said that it's a statement that kind of got bastardized and got repackaged to mean something else that
Correct.
was totally outside of the scope of what
Correct.
of what it was intended. Like
Right.
the notion of white privilege, it has nothing to do with you being successful or you having X amount of money because you're white. That has nothing to do with it.
Right.
The idea of white privilege meant that if both me and you, Mr. White Man, were in the same set of
Predicament.
circumstances, it is assumed that you get an opportunity to preserve your
you
humanity.
get talked to, yeah, right.
You get an opportunity to be say, okay, hey, wait a minute, maybe you're just a guy in a certain set of circumstances. Let's try to reason with them.
Yeah.
Let's give this guy an opportunity to demonstrate that he's
Yeah.
really a decent human being.
Let's find out
Black
what
people
happened
get
here.
shot.
Yeah,
So
Easy.
that's what is meant by it. It is
Yeah.
meant by there is going to be an assumption that if you are black, you are more violent. You are
You're
more
aggressive.
you are more
Yeah.
of a danger.
Yeah.
You're more aggressive, and therefore you need to be treated differently.
Fear of a
And that's
black
what
hat.
is meant by white privilege. If
Yes.
you're white, you tend to keep your humanity, so to speak, in those scenarios.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with okay, the CEO of so and so is
Right,
successful because he has white privilege
right,
and stuff. It has nothing to do with that.
Right. Because if that's the case, it would be, why any foreigner who comes over, Asian, Pakistani, can open businesses and be successful
Right.
and do it. So they don't have the white privilege. They just know how to knuckle
Right.
down and
They've knuckled down. They've made some
hunker in
sacrifices.
and make some
and,
sacrifices.
you know.
Yeah. So you're absolutely correct. But it's families. Our heart goes out to those people affected by these shootings. It is clearly not a mechanical function. And so again, to Uncle Ted's point was, just learn how to deal with the water. Like this
Right.
is the water you're in.
Right.
The gun doesn't make banning them only makes the price in the street go up a little more.
Yeah.
Guys gonna get them.
Yeah.
These are not, good guys who follow the rules would only apply to the people who follow
follow
them.
the rules,
I
exactly.
mean, I don't think there's anything that says this guy was following the rules or the guy in Vegas or
Right.
none of these guys are following the rules. So everyone just being neutralized is not the right way to do it.
Right,
Having
right.
someone with some packing a little bit and knowing that he could get shot back at.
Now,
or-
do you think it's beneficial to have more people with guns? Like on the everyday. I'm not talking about like on the because apparently there's this attempt to have these screeners
Yeah.
on certain subway platforms and coming off the Long Island Railroad and stuff like that to check to see if somebody
has
has
carrying a firearm. Yeah.
carrying a firearm. And
But they're
you're-
X-ray machines.
Right, and you're talking about maybe if you talk about, let's say, 10% of the people, let's say 10% of the people who take public transportation are carrying.
Yeah.
You're talking about, what, 80,000,
I
almost 100,000 people,
Yeah.
on a daily basis?
It's hard.
That are carrying?
Yeah.
So, are we better off if knowing that all of these people are carrying weapons, or does it force us to be a little bit more cordial? So if you bump into somebody rather than the first response being, why don't you get out the fucking way? Maybe your first response is, hey, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I don't want to get shot.
Go look at Georgia. I mean, just go down to Georgia. Everyone's open carry. Everyone's concealed carry. It's a carry state. So everybody's got a fucking gun.
Right.
So when it pops off, it's popping off.
Right.
Like
It's
you're
the
at
Wild West.
Right. That level, you've reached the point of no return, and there is no going back from this. So you better be final in your conviction. You better be ready to defend yourself, which is what you have it for. But it usually doesn't escalate to that because everyone kind of knows, like, I could get shot for talking
Right.
shit. So
And so maybe this isn't worth the So there is this thing that goes on that says, hey, maybe this isn't worth the fucking
But it's a
escalation.
culture. It's a culture. Like it took a while
It's
for that
gonna
to
take a couple
happen. Like
generations,
people,
right.
People had to know and grow and learn as the kids are growing faster. They just a gun, and then
Right.
it's like no responsibility with it. So yes, it should be like driving a car. You should have classes. You should be
Right.
taught. You should have a license. You should have refresher courses. You should have, and you should also have, which I thought someone else said on one of those shows, was you should have, just like a car, you should have gun insurance. If you're gonna own a gun, you should have gun insurance. If I kill you,
Insurance companies would love that.
oh, they'd love, they'd
would
fucking,
love
they would
that.
triple
Oh
up.
my
Warren Buffett
God.
would go nuts.
$40 a month on your gun insurance? The likelihood of you
Shoot,
harming somebody with a gun is very, very low.
Very low. But now there's a cost, and there's a you fucking cripple somebody by mistake or whatever else. Hey man, I'm covered. So at least you feel a little safer. Hey, you know what? At least I've owned the responsibility. I pay my monthly note. I got $40 a month in a premium of $1 million.
Right.
And you know what? It doesn't mean you go
Just go
because I have
shooting
insurance and you
people.
go crashing into shit. You don't do it with your car. You don't say, oh, I got insurance. Fuck these fuckers.
Right.
And just jam it. You don't
Right.
do that. You have a
Right.
responsibility. So that wouldn't be a bad thing. That would
Never
not
thought
be
of
a
that.
bad thing.
Never
You
thought
just
of that.
have an insurance policy that covers you for carrying a gun. I have a license because you can't have one without the other. Okay, you can have a license but not a car.
Right.
Right? You could have a license but no car.
But then now you would have
And
to.
you don't have to have insurance.
But
But,
then you'd
once
have
you
to
buy
have-
the car, you got to have insurance.
But then should your permits cover for everything? Because how we treat, at least in New York State, how we treat rifles is different than how we treat handguns.
again, yeah.
Because I don't think you don't need a permit for a long gun, do you?
No, you
In
go
New
to
York?
Dick's
You
right
just
here.
go and just say I want
Just
that
wait
gun.
2 weeks. You just wait
Right.
2 weeks. Dick's, you can buy a fucking
Right.
shotgun
So
right
make
now.
sure you're not on no warrants and
What do you want it for?
just.
I need it.
It's pretty.
I like it.
Matches my car.
And you're selling it, I'm buying it. Okay. You crazy? You fill out a questionnaire or whatever else? No problem.
Are you crazy?
No. Like Honorable Burr has said, this is the glasses and the nose is fooling people. Like, this. Oh, this guy with a bottle of water getting on. Like we haven't come past that you get fooled by a trick nose and glasses. Like, come on, like it's weird fucking times.
You ever see that episode of South Park where this guy's always going down south to Mexico to get fireworks?
No.
And then every time he comes back up, they always ask him, "Do you have any fireworks?" And he always fucks it up and says yes.
Yeah.
And says, "Hey, sir, are you harboring any the illegal aliens?" Like, no. Have you taken any livestock or produce? No. Do you have any fireworks? Yes. I mean, no. Shit.
Shit. I haven't seen South Park in years. But yeah, man. I mean, speaking of fireworks, with 4th of July next week.
4th of July coming up next week. You're gonna be gone. I
We're
went to.
outta here. We are. I can't wait. I'm so needing blue water and white sand.
When do you leave?
Wednesday.
You leave Wednesday. Oh, 4th of July.
We leave on 4th of July. It's actually
Okay.
cheaper to fly on 4th of July.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really. Well, we're going to Miami first, so we're in Miami
Okay.
for 3 days, and the cruise leaves on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So we got
All right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in Miami,
That's cool.
hanging out.
You're gonna check out some
watch
fireworks in Miami. I'm
Yeah.
sure they do it
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
do
they
it up
do.
nice.
There is a fireworks show we're going to. Tons of stuff. Actually, a buddy of mine invited us to his barbecue, so if we
Mm-hmm.
get there in time.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm just excited just about fucking
Just getting
turning my phone off and just fucking.
turning away.
Yeah, turn away.
Turning away.
I'll post everything when I get back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I made the mistake last year of posting during the trip, and it's like
You feel there's a little bit of pressure on you, like oh, I gotta post this.
Yeah.
Oh, this would be great to post. And you start thinking about it all the time,
Yeah.
rather than you think about
and
it
enjoying
yourself.
myself.
Right.
And that's the fucking thing. Like I'm done with it now. I'm over documenting everything.
Right,
Like,
right.
at some point I enjoy it because it gives people some hope, some aspiration. It really. I have a lot of friends and followers that say, "Man, I love when you post your trips, you travel, you go in places, and if somebody could go, at least I know you. You know what I mean? And they can call me and say, "Yo, how was it over there? Was it
Right.
crazy? Or is there a restaurant I should go to, or is there something?" I don't always know the answer, but I mean, for me, it's a commute. Like when I travel, it's for work, and So when I'm on vacation, it's different. Like
Right.
it's just like I'm here to enjoy it, and I don't want to fucking be recording all the time. You know?
Did you when you go down to Miami, do you get to Yardbirds,
No, where's that?
the restaurant Yardbirds?
On the strip,
No, it's not. It's not in.
South Beach is north.
It's not in South
in
Beach.
Fort
It's
Lauderdale.
downtown Miami.
Oh no, I don't hang out in downtown Miami at all. I for some reason I don't, and I'm going back to Miami when I get back, which is crazy because I have a job down
Yeah,
there.
you said you're gonna come back and then head back there. Why not just? I mean, they're working out so you can just like just stay there like another day or two.
I have to in July, all of July. I'll be in Florida the whole of almost all of July.
In July,
Yeah.
you were gonna melt.
I know. So I have a conference on the 25th through the 27th, 25th, 26th, 27th. So I come home that Friday, which that's a National African American Hotel Owners, which is great.
Okay.
Great conference. I have that one 25th, 26th, 27th. I have a job walk on the 16th, which is the day I come back.
Job walk. That means you're checking out the progress
Yeah.
on a particular project.
Yeah. We walk it, we survey it,
Right.
and see what the fuck they
So
need.
you don't
what they
fall
want.
through a fucking.
No. You just make sure that listen, somebody they may want to reflag it. They want to turn it into a different brand. They want to turn it into it's a Hilton. It may want to be a Hyatt. They want to
Okay.
go through the brand standards. What do I need to upgrade? Do I need to change these and that? Naturally, you change all the signage and all that other
Right.
stuff. But there's a shitload of things that certain brands have that others don't have. So, for instance, like Marriott. Marriott has no photographs in their entire organization. They don't
What
have
does that mean? No photographs.
so that means they have any type of artwork or any type of imagery or anything. They never want a person.
never a photograph.
It's never a real person. It has to be abstract.
Ah, okay, all right.
Because there's been cases where people have, if there's 1%, then it's too much.
Yeah.
There was a case where a guy checked into a hotel, grieving his child, and the picture of the kid looked like his kid. And he said, I can't stay here. I'm crying, I'm in the fucking room and this girl staring at me. Looks like my daughter that passed away. And I want my money back, Or take it down, or cover it with paper, or
Oh,
put Christmas
my
paper
God.
over it or something.
Fuck
So
it, we
these are things that have plagued,
Become such a fucking cellophane wrapped
pansy.
fucking Nerf ball, like everybody.
Candy
Like it isn't right. Like we've gotten past to this point of like I don't need to get over shit.
Right.
You need to stop doing
Right.
all the potential things that would make me upset.
Right.
I don't have a responsibility of, hey, maybe get a little thick skin. Hey, maybe learn to get over some things. Hey, maybe adjust my way of thinking because
Learn to
I'm
swim.
offended by it. Yeah, exactly. Don't learn to swim. You need to make sure
Yeah.
that you don't put me in a situation.
You need to move this fucking ocean.
Right, exactly.
Like move this
Move it
ocean
back.
Push the ocean back. I live here and I don't like the water.
Right.
Fuck you.
Right. Right. Learn to fucking swim.
Learn
right.
to
No,
fucking
you're right.
swim.
It's- we've just become we just the whole thing about like offending somebody. Oh, this is somebody got offended. I wore this this shirt I had.
Yeah, MAGA shirt. You're the
No, not a MAGA shirt. I had a it's a shirt I have. I think I've worn it. It has a picture of Che Guevara on it.
Jay.
And it said, communism killed over 100 million
Killed
people, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wore this, and I wore it to work on a Friday
Oh.
because I got tired of like dressing up on Fridays when everybody else is looking like. So I said, "Fuck it,
Slacks
I'm
and,
doing T-shirt and jeans,
Yeah,
whatever."
why not?
I'm working on a technical thing anyway.
Yeah,
I'm,
you're in the
I'm-
back of
I'm
the house.
stuck in
You're not
my
front of the house.
I'm,
You're
yeah,
not-
I'm stuck in my thing
Cubicle
there,
and you're-
whatever.
Flux capacitor.
So somebody read that, and then they said, you know, a lot of people love Che Guevara. And I said, well, a lot of stupid people love Che Guevara. I think a lot of smart people would realize that he had his hand in making sure that a lot of people are
Sure.
dead.
Right.
All in the name of what he thought was great, but
Right.
let's not get it twisted. And on the flip side, somebody wanted to take a picture of my shirt because they said that they're getting into an argument with their friend about communism all the time, and they wanted to take a picture of my shirt. And I said, okay. And I tried to be fresh, and I said, well, you should let me get you a cup of coffee. She's like, no. She said, let me take a picture of the shirt. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever.
I don't know what happened, but sounds like that didn't go too well.
No, I didn't. But hey, what the hell?
Hey, what the hell you try?
You try to see if I still got it.
Yeah, but
Here's-
but yes, there are a lot of false flaggers, false idol, false people that just don't know enough, and
Yeah, you're right.
they just don't know enough, and the symbolism, against the popular, like he's one of those popular romanticized guys that have committed damn near genocide, and people just don't know why. You wouldn't rock a Hitler shirt. I have not seen anyone wear Hitler on a shirt.
No, but you know what? People will wear. I've seen people with a fucking hammer and sickle shirt with the symbol.
That's Russia.
Communist. Yeah, with the in support of communism, which has been just as murderous as Hitler.
Yeah.
But to your point, you're right. You wouldn't rock a Adolf Hitler shirt or Idi Amin fucking jersey.
But there's a certain symbolism that pluck a lot of nerves, raw nerves, and there's some that pluck that people don't know. So you could wear a Christopher Columbus shirt, and people would go, "Why do you have that on? Like, what do you? It's you're not Italian, you're not this,
Right.
But yet the New England Patriots, the character is a patriotic guy with a one of the people from the Santa Maria or whatever it's supposed to be.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's in like the old English garb of.
Yeah, but it's like,
and he's holding a football, and he's wearing the hat.
Right, the colonial
type
thing.
But those people were fucking pretty bad,
Well, not all of them.
Again, not all of them. It's never not all of them. But what happens is people associate it with, but somehow in that realm they don't. No one associates them with people that have raped and pillaged and took over towns and
Right.
and torched down neighborhoods and said, we want this place now.
Yeah, but nothing is ever one thing.
I know that. But again, it's the research that needs to happen with it. If you're gonna wear it, you should be prepared to answer the questions.
Right.
If you're that bold, like you were bold enough to wear it and have the notion and know what you was speaking about.
Well, what
not just wear it because it's trendy.
Right.
Like I hate these kids that wear the fucking the Thrasher shirts and the the
Thrasher.
Yeah, they wear like all these rock shirts now. Like that's the big thing with the kids now. The kids all wear Thrasher shirts because some rapper wore it,
Right.
And they don't know anything about the band.
Right.
They don't know the history of it. They
saying.
don't know anything of it. So why you're not? You're wearing it because other people are wearing it.
Right.
You're not wearing it because you like the band.
Because you like the band, right? Or because
I
you
don't get
contributed to it, right?
That's the part I don't understand.
Now, some people will say, "Dude, it's a fucking T-shirt."
Agreed, and someone gave it to me, and
Right.
That's an answer though. But that's
T-shirt,
still
right.
an answer. But if you wore a Beatles shirt, and you rocked it and it just looks cool and whatever else, it's like okay.
Right.
The Beatles, some things get a pass. Some things are not questionable and not askable. They
Right.
go, "Oh, that's a fucking cool shirt,"
Right.
Some people just say, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? What does this mean? What is it? And some guys, the color match what I'm wearing.
Exactly. Because I needed a blue shirt.
Right. And this was $5.99, and it was on sale.
This was cheap, and the other one I wanted to wear is in the wash. And
right. But unless if someone says, "Hey, you know what? Do you know the history behind that group or whatever?" Teach the person. Don't just.
Well, I believe it was John Stuart Mill who said, if you don't have knowledge of both sides of the argument, then you really are supporting neither side of the argument.
That's a good point.
Because if you don't understand, you have to understand. In understanding your point of view, you also have to understand what would be the counter to that point of view,
right.
and have to acknowledge it. And if you're not able to do that, then you really don't have any conviction.
Correct.
Towards whatever side you're saying.
Because your argument would only be one side.
Right. Exactly.
You'd only have one side, and that's not an argument at all.
Which is what people want to do. People just want to have a friend of mine, and maybe I shouldn't say this because I didn't read the whole thing, and so I shouldn't attribute anything to that. But the notion I got was that they were advocating for this notion of, maybe we should make sure that, if you want to say liberal or conservative, or maybe we should make sure that this restaurant is, a lot of conservative people just go to this restaurant and sort of like label it a conservative restaurant. And I read it, and like I said, I didn't read the whole thing. I kind of read it quickly and read it in passing, and I sort of my emotion got to me, and I didn't say anything. Thank goodness, because anytime you do something out of strict emotion is a bad thing.
Because inclusion and exclusion is the worst, which
Right.
is colored people only.
Right.
That's what it reminds people of.
Right.
And so there's the sensitivity of like, wait a minute, this is not fucking right.
Right.
But there is the Soho Club. There is these special socialite clubs that you pay a shitload of money to.
Yes.
And you could apply all you want. You ain't getting in.
Right.
Because if someone has to approve you. So
Right.
this is now you would ask the question, and may answer that question. Why the fuck would you want to belong to a club that doesn't want you?
That would not want you. Right.
Why?
Right.
So we talked about this with the Boy Scouts, the Eagles.
Right.
Why do you want to be in a club that doesn't want you?
Right.
This is where we're screwy. Like, I want to belong to this, and they say, oh, well, like people ask me all the time. They say, yo, I want to do what you do. I want to travel. I want to do this. Oh, can you do a spreadsheet with 3,000 line items with this?
Right.
No. Do you want to do a survey and do this? No. I just want the good stuff. I want the stuff that they have. I want the sandwiches, and I want the.
That's right.
I want all the fucking perks.
I don't
But you
want to be
wanna
a part of the country club and
Yeah.
contribute to the country club.
You don't want to go to volunteer. You don't want to go
Right.
sweep the day you're supposed to go do your chores and do dishes, and you don't want to do none of that shit. Or you don't even pay the dues that they are due, but you want to be in the club.
Look, you can't even get people to clean up after a party. So you just. And you gonna pay dues?
Happened last night. It was like, wait, we supposed to? I'll help, but at what point is like, I didn't bring any of this shit in here.
Right.
Like, I'm sure someone got paid.
I'm sure. Right. Exactly.
For the services, so
Right.
me helping only gets them a lighter job. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I'm okay with it. It's just like I did a banner yesterday for someone, and hung a banner at one of these for a party, and I got to go pick it back up actually today. And the lady was like, "Oh, you gonna help the guy?" He was like, "He's not giving me any of the money." Like,
Right.
I said, "No, I don't need the help. I'm good. I do this shit myself. I don't need no help getting money." But that's the point. Is
Right.
like someone got paid for this, and that's the service they're providing. So leave it at that, But yeah, man, vacation time is upon us. You going
Hope
anywhere?
You enjoy. No, I'm not going anywhere.
No?
Just sitting here. I'm waiting.
Oh, you waiting for this?
Waiting for this baby to be born.
Waiting
and,
for the stork to come.
Waiting for the stork to come, and it's it's funny. I got tickets to this concert I'm going to.
Yeah.
The day that my wife is due.
Ooh.
And so I went through this process of trying to see who want these tickets and
Yeah.
whatnot. And I got a friend who's gonna take it for me. But
Okay.
my wife is saying, just go.
Go. Sure.
And I'm like, this is
Sure you
this is
can
like I'm being set up.
Sure you can go.
Like I'm in a catch-22 thing, and so basically the idea is that check in during the course of the day. Hey, how you feeling? Blah
Right.
blah 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 blah. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Right.
Okay, fine. I'm going because just as many times as
you could just sit there and nothing happened.
exactly, and a majority of the time,
Nothing's happened.
the due date is just some day. It's not it could have easily been another day.
I wonder how accurate. Like, what's the if you were
Less
a baby
than-
born
less than 10%.
less than 10%.
Less than 10% of babies are actually born on their due date.
So I wonder, do people record and remember, like, hey, I was born on the day I said I was supposed to be born on?
You were call them a promise baby or whatever.
Yeah, well,
Like whatever they said. When you walked in there because your stomach hurt 9 months ago, and they said, okay, this date you came out that day. It's determinism. You were determined to have this baby on July
destined.
18th.
You were destined, and then you are what they say you are.
That's right.
I don't know. That's a good statistic. I'm sure someone somewhere is keeping it. Some genealogist somewhere is
Somebody's got it.
somebody's keeping a fucking record. But there's never a time where you document that on a birth certificate.
Was supposed to be born on this, but was born on this day.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you kept the same family doctor, they would know, right? If you had the same.
Yeah,
So okay. So you have a date, right? You have a date.
we have a date. Right?
What is it?
The 18th.
18.
July.
So we'll know from there.
Yeah.
I don't remember. My kid. I don't remember when they said they were going to be born.
I don't remember any of my kids'
I think
due dates.
the week of, I think it was damn near close to.
Uh-huh.
It's like you're going to go in labor or whatever else. And I was hoping for my daughter to be born closer to my birthday or whatever else. And
Okay.
she's 12 days away. So 12 days is good enough for me.
It's good enough. 2 weeks. You can make
Hey,
one,
what is it?
make
Hey,
one
what
big
is-
party.
But I'm extremely hot and bothered.
I'm hot. I'm all swampy and
I'm super
sweaty.
soupy, swampy.
Can't
and,
wait. This is the only. At least we're outside
Yeah.
and not on a fucking subway platform.
absolutely.
Because that's the worst fucking hot to be on. When you're waiting on the train
That
on the
fucking-
subway platform, it just. My God. The only good thing about it being warm outside is the bums don't hang out on the subway. In the wintertime, they hang out on the subway.
Yeah, it's hot as
They
shit.
at least go outside, or they're at least outside. They don't hang on the subway. I know I sound like I'm being a fucking dick right
But
now.
they sleep on the street like they.
But Jesus Christ, just
Yeah. Find yourself a cooling center and don't use my ATM lobby for one. Fucking guys are in there crowded up using it as a cooling center, and I'm like, can I get to the fucking
I
machine
need to
and
get some
you don't
cash.
bop me over the head? And this guy got too much baggage to run. I could tell, like this guy can't outrun me. He's got too much shit to carry. It's not gonna fucking.
exactly.
It's not going anywhere.
It's like, I'll give you my wallet. I'm gonna get it right back.
Right.
I just
Let me do it. I dare you to kick me out this Starbucks.
Hey.
That guy's in there. Which, watch, you're gonna see him when you go. When you walk by, you go, there's a fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's hanging out in Starbucks. You want to kick me out? I didn't think so.
now I would love to like
Interview him?
I shouldn't say that. Not interview him, but like
Pick his brain?
bump into him and spill my coffee on him.
Ooh.
It's like, oh shit! I'm sorry.
I didn't see you.
I didn't see you there, but I smelt you here.
All right, party people, we are signing out of here. Hey, try to stay cool, stay hydrated. Not always with alcohol. Especially, wow, cold beer wouldn't be bad.
No, not at all.
But yeah, that's a nice sound. Stay tuned. Summertime, we are out of here. Episode 33, Two Bros Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Peace.